Today's episode of About the Music highlights the man behind Aaliyah's best work, the singer, songwriter, and record producer, Stephen Static Major Garrett. This one was a bit sad for me because Static was one of my faves, and the symbiosis between he and Aaliyah was unmatched. Unfortunately, we lost both of them right as they were getting ready to soar. Stephen Ellis Garrett was born on November 11th, 1974 in Louisville, Kentucky. He sang in his church choir. His mom was the musical director, his sister played the piano, and his father was the pastor. And really, so much of the talent from the 90s and before the 90s came from the church. And you can tell because their gifts and ability were out of this world, and Static was no exception. In 1994, Static, Smokey, and Black sung for DeVante Swing after a Jodeci concert in Louisville, and history was made. The three relocated to Rochester, New York, and joined DeVante Swing's music collective called the Swing Mob, and would later become the group known as Playa. During their time with the Swing Mob, Static, Smokey, and Black went through artist development. They lived with DeVante and would spend hours in the piano room working through live singing sessions. Black said he has fond memories of that time because it helped cultivate him into the singer and songwriter he is now. Smokey refers to that time with the Swing Mob as school because they were around so much elite talent and were encouraged to go into the studio and learn the equipment and try new sounds and methods of producing and writing. During Static's time with the Swing Mob Collective, he became known for his songwriting ability.
Three little young lads that I knew from Rochester in the Timberland days. They were very talented. They were like a young Jodeci. Ben Bush, who we called Black, and Ginuwine Peacock. The leader of the group was named Static Major. They had the harmonies. They were three boys from the church, and boy, could they sing their butts off, and boy, could Static write his butt off. And we spent about a year and a half up there together. The stuff we came out with was amazing. As you know, Static Major had written Pony by Ginuwine. Are You That Somebody by Aaliyah.
Say yes or say no, 'cause I really need somebody. Tell me about somebody.
Dust Yourself Off and Try Again by Aaliyah.
But she don't succeed, she don't succeed. Dust yourself off and try again. We can dust it off and try again, try again.
And he wrote the So Anxious for Ginuwine. And on and on and on. His repertoire is amazing. One of the last songs I know that he wrote was Lollipop with Lil Wayne.
In 1994, Static wrote Ginuwine's Pony, which wasn't released until 1996. The single skyrocketed Ginuwine to superstardom, but the public didn't yet know the mastermind behind the lyrics.
Static, I said Static, man, you got, because Static at that point was rising above the ranks. He was really he was really doing it. And so he was like, all right, I got you. So we was in Rochester at the time. And so he went down there and the hook was already written. Like when I came in, the hook was done. So it was already a hit. Yeah. I just wanted to be a part of it. Yeah. And so I was like, come on, man, you got to let me write some of the verses too. He's like, let's go back to back. And I was like, let's go. Yeah. I said, I'm just a bachelor. He's like, looking for a partner. And that's how we wrote it. Yeah.
He also wrote Ginuwine's What's So Different and So Anxious, which are both classics. Still play them to this day. Static would go on to do his best work, in my opinion, with Aaliyah as her lead songwriter. And when I tell you, I think she was literally his muse, she was his muse. When he wrote for her, he absolutely did not miss.
Passion inside, sweat beats fill me, Cupid shot me, my heart beats racing, tempt me, try me, feel so exciting, thought of highly, it's yours entirely, I'll be more than a lover.
On a side note, did you know Playa went to every Aaliyah video shoot and would have been on the set of Rock the Boat? In a 2008 Vibe magazine interview, Black of Playa said Rock the Boat was the first Aaliyah video they didn't go to. He said 9 times out of 10, they would have been on the plane with her. And that is scary insane to think about. Static wrote most of Aaliyah, the Red album. He also wrote Try Again. He wrote Are You That Somebody, which was actually written by him to Aaliyah. All of the Aaliyah songs we know and love come from Static's heart and soul. Eric Seitz, the producer of Aaliyah's Rock the Boat and Extra Smooth, said Aaliyah trusted Static because she could bank on him to get her message out while retaining her essence. He didn't force his own thing, which I found this very interesting because her first album, Age Ain't Nothing But a Number, never really felt like a match for her. R. Kelly definitely forced his own message on her and was a poor fit for her in every way. And I just thought it was interesting that she probably thought the same thing. Aaliyah could take Static's work and elevate it by marrying his words and wordplay to her vocals and unique style. And Static and Aaliyah's sound fit so well together that she would keep his backing track and sing over it instead of creating her own. And you can hear him on the Aaliyah album. And they really do. They really sound good together. I don't know an Aaliyah song that Static wrote that I don't like. Period. Eric Seitz said Static would write for Aaliyah in a way that made you feel as if a woman wrote the song. And I totally agree with this. Static's range was incredible. To be able to go from writing work like Try Again and Never No More and Rock the Boat to writing like Pony and Lollipop and have each of those songs sound incredibly different and specific to the artist is a talent like no other. You couldn't hear his songs and just identify that it was one of the songs he'd written. It always sound perfect for the artist. It's as if he had a bottomless well of lyrics just flowing from his heart. That it's his talent. I tell you, he was so talented. Before his untimely death, Static would also write for Pretty Ricky and Pleasure P. And if you listen to songs like Private Number by Static, you can hear just how much Static influenced Pleasure P vocally.
Baby, put me on speed dial. Here's my digits, girl, so you can reach me. This is my business line, and girl, it's still busy. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Static Major would pass on February 25th, 2008 in Baptist East Hospital due to a botched medical procedure. He went into respiratory arrest after the removal of an ill-placed catheter. His widow gives a complete breakdown of what happened over on the Major Styles Entertainment channel, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description just in case you want to check it out. At the time of his death, he was married to DeVante Garrett, and he left behind her and 3 children, Stephen Garrett Jr., Makari Garrett, and Donald Jackson. During a 2011 interview, DeVante said Static had that it factor. He just had all kinds of talent. DeVante said Static could whistle ad-libs and whistle riffs. So, I mean, you know, music is just flowing from you when you out here whistling riffs. DeVante said everything he did, he put little things into it. And he said he was a nice, bright person, a real person, and a good friend. He was like family. After his death, Drake sampled a melody that Static and Smokey did on the piano for a song called If You're Scared, Say You're Scared. I'm sure everyone has heard this.
Don't be nervous. No, baby, don't be nervous, girl. I got you. I got you. I can work with you, baby, baby, baby. I can take you somewhere. I can take you somewhere. Stop taking me, baby. Listen, you're scared, then baby, say that you're scared.
Drake used the sample on his song, and that sample hands down elevated Drake's song. And just to think that it was really just a sample of Smokey and Static playing around with chords and words in the piano, which it did actually become a song, but it's just them playing around with chords and words. Static was posthumously awarded a Grammy for Best Rap Song for his work with Lil Wayne on Lollipop, which was originally written for Pleasure P, and was also nominated for Album of the Year for the Carter 3. He was yet another brilliant talent who was introduced to us by way of DeVante Swing, and his work lives on through Aaliyah's catalog. It's like, all of the new Aaliyah fans that have come along, who, just really enjoy her work and her music. A lot of the fans' favorite songs, that's all Static. That's all Static. So that's his legacy. It's incredible. One thing I loved about Static was his ability to write a full song on his own. And I think either Black or Smokey from Playa mentioned this, that he didn't need anyone else. Like if he was vibing with the beat, he didn't need anything else but a notepad and a pen. That's it. It didn't take a team of writers to get the song. It all flowed from him. What's your favorite Static song? Is it Love Is Dro, Lollipop, Pony, or maybe you're like me and you love the entire Aaliyah album? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, get extra smooth with that like button. And I'll catch you on the next one.